Let's start that recording and go into Fort Hop Manor. Or, yeah, it's Fort Hop Manor. That's where I need to go. Alright. Fortuitous timing as always, Sifwin. Tataru was about to brief me on the search for our missing comrades. If you would be so kind, then. Absolutely. You'd be pleased to hear that Riol and his men have been making excellent progress. Remember now, Flamin helped me to escape the Crystal Braves and Limsa Laminza, only to then disappear? Well, according to Riol, she crept aboard a ship bound for Razatan, where she's been hiding ever since. He assures me that it won't be long before we're reunited. As for Ida and Papalimo, the remains of their link pearls have been found, and in Pearl Lane of all places. Riel thinks they must have disposed of them after escaping from the royal promenade. Yes, that would make sense. They could not risk being eavesdropped upon by our betrayers. We're all but certain they fled the city shortly after, though we still don't have a clue where they went. I see. And what of Thancred and Minfilia? I'm afraid I have nothing new to share about those two. But it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is we've enlisted the services of a Charlene scholar, one of the students of Baldessian, to aid in the search, who should be arriving any day now. One of the students, you say? I should very much like to meet this scholar, if time permits. But first, we must attend to a more pressing matter. Sir Emmerich has summoned the two of us for a private audience. The messenger did not specify what he wished to discuss, only that it was urgent. Assuming you have no objections, Sifwin, I suggest we proceed to the congregation forthwith. And mayhap we can meet with the scholar afterwards. Agreed? In that case, I think I'll return to the Forgotten Knight for now. Things are liable to fall apart if I'm gone too long, you know. Alright. Where am I going specifically? Oh. Alright. Again, it's crazy how fast that teleport is. It's just because I keep reiterating this point. It's just like nobody's really here anymore. The Lord Commander is within. Pray, proceed, miss.
Thank you for coming. I wish to speak with you both in a place where privacy was assured.
We quite understand. What was it that you wished to discuss?
With my father's passing, the seat of the Archbishop lies vacant. And so, in accordance with canon law, I have assumed his responsibilities. I should stress that this is a temporary measure. It was never intended that the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights serve in this capacity indefinitely. Quite the opposite. The statutes specify that I should surrender my powers as soon as a conclave of the senior clergy and the high houses have named a new archbishop. But in light of recent events, that would not seem appropriate.
I confess I did not expect you to divulge quite so much quite so soon. The details of the Archbishop's plans, perhaps, but the true origin of the war and all it entails?
I too had concerns. But when the Warrior of Light is witnessed returning to the capital upon the back of a dragon, one's options are rather limited. Mayhap I could have concealed certain details, but for how long? And at what risk? Should the truth have come to light in the meantime, how would the people have viewed my silence? After 1,000 years of lies and secrecy, I could not well abuse their trust and hope to be believed. The time for deception has passed. I only wish the people agreed. that some would deny the truth I had anticipated, but not this many. And among the few who acknowledged that my father had to be stopped, no small number question our methods.
If they suspect a coup, it will not be long before some turn to violence.
It has already begun, and that on both sides. Men and women of the cloth are being harassed in the streets. Some have even been assaulted in the Broom. Hilda and her people have formed a watch to help us maintain order. But such measures will not prevent the unrest from spreading.
For all our talk of peace, the people remain frightened and confused. For their sake, we must bring the Dragonsong War to a definitive end.
And we should be glad to help you, Sir Emmerich. But what precisely would you have us do?
We wish to treat with the dragons of Annex Trine. To that end, I would trouble you for an escort and an introduction.
Annex Trine? You would speak with Vidofnir then?
We must needs open a dialogue between our peoples. Acting as my representative, Lucia will extend an invitation to their leader, that she might visit us here in Ishgard. Were she still with us, I would of course have beseeched Isel's assistance in this matter. But as she is not, I must ask that you aid us in her stead. Will you do us this favor? Thank you, my friends. Lucia, I leave the rest to you.
In the wake of the Archbishop's fall, the nation of Ishgard trembled, the faith of her people shaken to its very core. For 1,000 years had they fought and died, certain of the justice of their cause, only to be told that their holy war was born of the sins of their forefathers. What then for those brave men and women, thus stripped of their righteousness but to despair, to deny the truth and decry its speakers? And what then for those whom they defamed but to hope on, to have faith in a brighter tomorrow? A tomorrow in which man and dragon might live together in harmony, then as distant as the very stars in the heavens. Yet while we dared to hope, deep within his lair the enemy lay, gathering his strength. Nidhogg, now possessed of his 2 eyes and the body of the Azure Dragoon, prizes to which he had laid claim at the very hour of the hero's triumph. As desperately as we sought the solace of peace, the great worm craved the misery of war. Nor was he alone in his misbegotten desire.
Uh-oh. I got Nidhogg to worry about again. I know little of the lands these dragons call home. The Annex Trine had you... this Annex Trine. Had you not agreed to escort me, the coming journey would seem a far more daunting prospect. I confess I myself once shuddered at the thought of it. Yet even the longest journey begins with the first step, does it not? But ere we set forth, Sifrin, I must needs inform our comrades of our plans. Very well. I shall see to my preparations. Then let us go and bid farewell to Tartaru, Sifwin. Alright. Tell, to Tartaru that we are leaving again. So, what was your secret meeting all about? I'm all ears. Diplomatic mission to Anixtrine, you say? Well, I suppose that does take precedence. But should you, your meeting with Vidalfnir happen to end early, you might consider rendezvousing with Ishtola in Idleshire. She'll be there to receive our guest. Don't get me wrong, your meeting with the dragon is terribly important and everything, but this scholar just happens to be... Time permitting, as I said, we shall endeavor to join Ishtola. But if we cannot, pray pass on our regards. Let's be off, Sifwin. We've kept the first commander waiting long enough. It's like we still got our responsibility. We have to look for our friends with the extra time we got. But we cannot devote all the time we have to search for them, unfortunately. You're ready then. Good, so am I. I guess this one. I don't know. The path is long but known to us. From Falca's Nest, we shall cross the western highlands and make for the Tailfeather in the Dravanian Forelands. There we can stop to rest and replenish our supplies. Questions? If not, then the stables await. Or I could just use the Aetheryte. Just say, yeah, screw that. Alright. Always imagined for the first time I set foot upon Dravanian soil would be at the head of an enemy. Of an army. Ugh. Here I am, ready to treat with the brothers and sisters of mine enemies. Full well do I know how difficult it can be to set aside the past, though it was I who first proposed recruiting Isael to our cause. I questioned the wisdom of my words almost as soon as I had uttered them, and for a long time after that. Here was a woman with the blood of innocence on her hands. Men, women, children, all slain in the name of the implacable Lady Iceheart. Yet she acknowledged her misdeeds and agreed to join us in common cause. At our side, she fought in service to the greater good, even unto her dying breath. While that does not absolve her of her sins, I hope that one day she will be remembered not merely as a heretic, but as a misguided soul who dreamt of peace. You ask much, Master Alphado, yet who can say what might come to pass? Should our negotiations bear fruit? Yes, of course. Let's press on to Anixtrine, if you will follow me. Or I could do... not cheap, but be a lazy ass, it's more like it, and just teleport! Oh shit, I gotta fly up there. Yeah. I can't go through the ceiling though. Oh, you're right here. Thou art ever welcome here, friend of Isael. But this one I do not know. Pray forgive us this unannounced visit, Vidalfnir. May I present to you Lucia, first commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard, and our trusted friend. It is an honor to meet you, Vidofnir. I am come as an envoy of Sir Emric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights and acting leader of the Holy See. Indeed, you may speak, Knight. For 1,000 years, man and dragon have been locked in an endless cycle of bloodshed and sorrow. To our shame, we long believed your kin to be the architects of this war, but now we know the truth. That King Thordan and his Knights 12 did willfully betray and murder the great worm Ratatosk, shattering the peace between our peoples. For 1,000 years, our leaders conspired to conceal this truth, a truth which was at last laid bare by the Warrior of Light, the Azure Dragoon, and Isael. Alas, a deception so intricately wrought cannot be undone in a moment, and our people labor to accept the truth. After an eternity of war, who would dare to dream that peace could at last be within our grasp? Yet dream we must, as Isael once did, and we must make that dream a reality as she could not. We humbly beseech you, Vidofnir, join your hands with us in friendship once more before the eyes of my people in Ishgard. A most unexpected invitation. I have heard your request, Knight. However, I cannot yet give you mine answer. I ask why? This matter concerneth my sire. He must needs be consulted. Moreover, the Nath grow bold, even as they did before, and I would not leave my people at the mercy of the swarm. And we will wait. After 1,000 years of war, we shall not give up on peace for want of patience. Ha! Fear not, Knight. Thou shalt have mine answer within thy lifetime. So soon? My humble thanks. I shall bear your words to my lord forthwith, until we meet again. Given the circumstances, I would say that went rather well. To be frank, I am surprised our proposal was not rejected outright. Whether aught will come of it remains to be seen, however. Mayhap I should take this opportunity to speak with some of the other dragons. But you need not wait for me. The return journey holds no fears for me now. If you have no further need of our services, we shall continue on to Sharlayan. We hope to welcome a scholar who has agreed to aid us in the search of our missing comrades. I pray your journey is as swift and uneventful as ours was. And thank you again for sparing the time to assist us, even when such grave matters remain unsolved. Unresolved, I think that's actually what it said. I can think of no greater matter than the 1,000-year war, one which our friends gave their lives to see ended. Suffice it to say, I would willingly make 1,000 such journeys to ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain. Of that I have no doubt, Master Alphino. I only hope the fates will not hold you to your word. So it would seem we haven't have time to greet this scholar after all. How delightful. I shall be interested to hear how she means to go about finding Minfilion Thancred. I can only assume she is privy to some new investigative technique. In any event, our first order of business is a rendezvous with Ishtola in Idleshire. Idleshire we shall go. Oh, Sifwin, 'tis good to see you. I confess I had assumed your business in Anixtride would detain you longer. Did your meeting with Adolfnir go well? As well as can be expected, she must discuss Sir Emmerich's proposal with Racefelger, of course, but she seemed amenable to the suggestion. What of our Charlene guest? Has she arrived yet? She has. But when I explained that you would be joining us, she asked if she might use the intervening time to explore. I agreed to meet her outside on Front Bridge. We should be on our way.
I'm terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
You need not apologize. We arrived but a moment ago ourselves. Pray, allow me to introduce Kryle, who has recently come from the Sharlayan motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue. You must be the Warrior of Light. Yes, you certainly do look the part. A pleasure to meet you at last, miss. And who is that I spy but young Alpha No Levieux himself? I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
Miss Kryle and I met at the Studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
It was no small task keeping him out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the Studium, him and his sister, 11-year-old prodigies. Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his list of talents. Striding up to his seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Thank you, Kryle.
For what? I haven't finished yet. Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
Mayhap we should save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better. I can tell you have been putting your skills to use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking. Right, on to more pressing matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing scions.
I gather you have new information to share with us.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea. Simply put, assuming Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics, I am confident I can find and follow it.
Then what are you waiting for?
The wherewithal to do it. The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
Then let us all call on her forthwith. I think it best you explain your plan to her in person.
Alright. Are we gonna find Thancred finally? It's been missing MIA for a good while now. However long the base game actually took. I think it is it implied it took like a couple months. I think it's I think so, but I'm not sure. That would make the most sense, to be honest. You did say we were headed for a cave, did you not? Because I certainly don't see a cave nearby. Is Master Matoya meeting us on the way or something? I've heard many stories of Master Matoya, some quite flattering, others less so. Rest assured, they all are true. This way, and we have care. And have care where you tread.
Oh, is that trouble I smell? Or did you forget to wipe your boots on the way in?
Forgive us, Master Matoya. We will be sure to wipe them on the way out. And may I say how glad I am that age has not yet deprived you of your senses.
Ever so quick-witted, aren't we? To the detriment of your manners. Well, out with it then. What do you want?
Pray, allow me to introduce myself, Master Matoya. I am Kryl, of the students of Baldessian. I hope you will excuse our unannounced visit.
Baldessian, you say? Ah, yes. The old coot set up shop on the Isle of Val, didn't he?
Regrettably, our order's headquarters and the isle itself were obliterated by a magic of immense power. I have the blessing of light to thank for my own preservation.
Kryl, you too possess the Echo.
Well, yes, of course I do. Our order is devoted to uncovering the mysteries of Hydaelyn and interpreting her will, particularly through the study of her gift to us. It was in the course of these studies that I met and subsequently befriended Minfilia. She and I have rather a lot in common.
I had no idea.
You weren't supposed to. Not that I wanted to deceive you, you understand, but precautions had to be taken.
Yes, yes, that's all well and good, but you still haven't told me why you're here.
The students of Baldessian are gone, and there is naught I can do to change that. But the science of the Seventh Dawn can yet be restored, and my dear friend found. You have in your possession an ancient crystal of light, one you call your crystal eye. I believe I can use it to focus my abilities and locate one of the missing scions.
And there I was, thinking you might want to make use of my years of experience. Oh, wait here.
Long did I ponder the nature of this crystal and its familiar radiance, but never did I suspect it was a crystal of light.
On the cusp of an umbral calamity, souls blessed with the power of the Echo invariably appear. To aid these, her chosen warriors, Hydaelyn bequeaths to each a slither of her strength in the form of a crystal of light. But as her strength wanes, so too does the potency of her gifts. This crystal, born of an earlier era, is infused with a power far greater than those of this age.
You could travel the length and breadth of the land and not find a crystal even a fraction as pure. Its value is beyond measure, as are the risks inherent in its use.
No two manifestations of the Echo are alike. I, for example, can converse with beings of every shape and size, excepting beasts, contrary to what others would have you believe. Language has nothing to do with it, of course. Rather, I am sensitive to the whispers of the soul. Their intent, their very essence even, the traces of which serve to guide the elementals to Y'shtola. Far-fetched though it may sound, I believe that with your crystal eye, I may be able to pick up where they left off and follow the remaining trail to Thancred. That is, if I have your permission.
Well, the poor sod's not going to find himself. So, as long as you don't drop it or take it out of my sight, you may do with it what you will.
Thank you, Master Matoya. Then let us begin. From the Black Shroud, the trail continues to the north and west, towards a mountain, the foot of Som Al. It was a near thing, but he was not deposited within the rock. I think.
The hunters of Tailfeather know those lands well. I say we begin our search there.
Wait, I can just do this. Oh, I didn't want to talk to you. Were I to find myself in an unfamiliar wilderness, my first instinct would be to seek out signs of civilization. Ordinarily, perhaps, but in his wounded state, he may not have wished to risk contact with strangers of unknown allegiance. Yet even had Thancred chosen to remain in the forest, the hunters would surely have stumbled across his trail. Tailfeather doesn't strike me as an isolated outpost, though. Merchants and traders pass through reasonably regularly, do they not? In which case, we'll need to provide a more detailed description when we question the locals. Fear not, Kryle. I have already prepared several sketches of Thancred for that very purpose. This is impressive. You drew him from memory? A skill I acquired some years ago for reasons I no longer remember. I propose we split into two pairs. Y'shtola and I will inquire at the outlying encampments, while Sifwin and Kryle question the residents of Tailfeather. Afterwards, we shall regroup near Lothest Voth and share our findings. Assuming there are no objections, let us be about it. He certainly has matured, hasn't he? Hard to imagine he was once a boy who practiced drawing for hours to impress young ladies. Anyway, we had best get started. Find me when you've finished making your rounds. Okay, going around the rumor mill. To be fair, this makes sense too, I guess. Just for a friend of yours. Let's have a look then. No one's seen him around, sorry. Oh, come on, man, really? What's that you've got there? A sketch? Yeah, I got one. Can't say I know the face. You say he's something of a warrior? I heard a tale the one day about a Huron vagabond who brought down... I heard a tale about the other day about a Huron vagabond who brought down a bandersnatch by himself, and with style. The way they tell it, he was dancing with the beast like it was the bow of a bleeding ball. Sound like your man? That sounds more promising than anything else that people have been saying, I guess. A Huron man? We're not exactly rare, you know. Could you be more specific? I did spy this one bloke a while back. Didn't get a good look at his face, but it could have been him. This was beyond the forest, as I recall, along the river to the west of Tailfeather. I remember thinking he wasn't much of a hunter. The lad was making no effort to cover his tracks, see. That, and he was carrying an axe instead of a bow. What? Oh, that doesn't sound right at all. What? Finished? In that case, I think we've learned everything we can here. Let's see. Let's see what the others have found. Started that recording back up and actually start doing the MSQs. Already gave my update on what's been going on and why this has been taking forever to do. So let's actually get started with the game proper. And I don't particularly remember exactly what I was doing. And I do apologize for the last stream. Like, I totally forgot about the stupid plumbing we were getting done. That was not planned at all. I completely forgot about it. And I shouldn't even stream that day. Hopefully we won't have any issues like that. My apologies for our late arrival. We thought it wise to question as many hunters as we could. When you have made camp in inaccessible locations, ideal for a hunting game, not so receiving visitors. Nevertheless, our time proved well spent. There have been countless sightings of an exponentially capable Huron hunter with whom no one is familiar. Though none chanced to see the man's face, his height and build matched Thancred's description, as does his fighting prowess. So you have heard the same tales. Be that as it may, we yet want for conclusive proof. Mayhap this is unrelated, but I heard a curious tale regarding a vast trader. He came to Tailfeather in search of garments fit for a man of refinement, which seemed a rather curious description for one of his kind. You're implying that Thancred sent Eva to the market in his stead? Why not? Why would he not go himself? Well, if you recall, you yourself emerged from the live stream as naked as your name day. It is a scene I shall not, never forget. Yeah, you might... Phrasing, Alpha, no. Oh, I was pleased to see you. I mean, it was a simple statement of fact. This stands to reason that Thancred found himself in the same predicament. Yeah, you might want to work on your phrasing there, buddy. In any case, if he had dealings with the Voth, you should be able to tell us. Tell us, no? Quite right, Kryle. Quite right. Alright. Oh, what are we waiting for? For all we know, Thancred could be waiting for us in Lost as Voth. We must go and see the Voth right away. Come along, everyone. Come along. Very eager to see that Thancred's okay. Great hunters, we welcome you once more to Lothast Vost. What do you seek this day? We seek a man with whom we are told you may have had certain dealings. How curious! The hunters tire of godly sport and pursue mortal prey. No, he is not prey, but a friend long missing. Good. He is a friend to the Voth as well. One with whom we have traded many times. Truly? And you are quite certain it was this man? There is no doubt. The fleshling clothed in skins came to us from Som Al. Lost and weak, he offered meat in hides in trade. In exchange, we tended his wounds. He brought us much flesh. So skilled a hunter he was. Much flesh. When he asked for garments, we were glad to provide them. And where is he now? Going to Lostast Nath, not long ago. When he heard the one mine had summoned our god once more. Ravana has returned. Rudolfnir did say that the Nath had grown as before. But what could Thancred hope to accomplish by himself? Honored Elder, we thank you for your help. Would that we could repay this kindness ere we depart, but we must hasten to our comrade's side. Go, great hunters, lest the Nath claim him as a sacrifice. Alright. I'm pretty sure I unlocked flying everywhere, right? Yeah, I remember doing so. I think I already stated this before, but when we get to new areas, I am going to go after the Eighth Occurrence and all that off screen. Yeah, plus those quests as well. Like, I'm not gonna go 100% do everything on stream and like record everything because that would like kill the purpose of playing the damn game yourself. Oh, it's been a while since I played a Dark Knight, so it's gonna take a bit. Alright. ended up killing my things first. Oops.
Who else could be? Thancred. It could be Thancred. We must hurry.
This day, we reclaim the reins of history. This day, we rid ourselves of the Ascians forever!
Fools playing at heroes, all of you. Is this how you believe you can save your world?
We can and we will, Ascian. You shall see. Or perhaps you will not!
So you are the Warrior of Light, the savior of Eorzea.
Oh, looks like they have the echo
It's a wonder you
too.
didn't come sooner, what with the primal and all. Lost a step, have we?
Have care. The ether moves strangely around him.
It would seem we share a common enemy. Mayhap you would tell us who you are.
Shall we show them?
Oh, there you are.
Not very sporting of you to interrupt, but so be it. Mark well our faces, Warrior of Light, for we are the Warriors of Darkness, walkers of a different path, and we shall meet again.
Warriors of Darkness? Really?
Thancred! Are you all right?
Pleasantries can wait. I'd rather not be here when the Nath arrive. Agreed?
Another Final Fantasy III reference. And yes, that was a thing, but in 3, the Warriors of Darkness actually helped the Warriors of Light.
Suffice it to say, our reunion was not at all as I pictured it. Waiting until the last instant to join the fray. 'Tis plain you have not lost your appetite for the dramatic.
My appetite for the dramatic? Have you forgotten the circumstances of our parting? The heroic last stand, the tunnel filling with light, and then... Had I known you intended to use forbidden magics to deliver me to some god's forsaken wilderness, I would have thanked you in advance.
Thancred.
If nothing else, you might have warned me that I would emerge from the life stream in the altogether. Eventually, I managed to fashion knives from some obsidian I found, and set about hunting for meat and hides. Given that I'm not all that skilled in leatherworking, it's probably for the best that I met the Vath before I was reunited with you.
So you were the fleshling clothed in skins of whom the storyteller spoke?
A description which fit me as ill as the skins themselves. Happily, I was able to trade with the Vath for garments better becoming a man of refinement. From them, I learned of Ravana, and of the great warrior who had once laid him low.
And thence did you conclude that were you to track the Primal's movements, it would surely bring you into contact with the Scions once more?
It seemed a reasonable assumption. I could think of no one else with your enthusiasm for slaying beastmen gods. Until now, that is.
Ah, yes. The self-proclaimed Warriors of Darkness. 'Tis only fitting that they stand in opposition to the Warrior of Light, I suppose.
I glimpsed the leaders past, if only for a moment. They were confronting a man in black. An Ascian, I think.
If these warriors are capable of doing battle with Ascians and Primals both, they must be possessed of powerful protection. Protection not unlike the Echo.
Well, yeah, they had the Echo headache, man, at the same time we did, so... Come on! That was all of them, too. Blessed with the power of the Echo, and driven to put down Primals. Despite his declaration that they walked a different path, I struggle to see how their goal conflicts with ours. Nor is that the only oddity. I find it passing strange that such exceptional individuals should have wholly escaped our notice until now. Surely we would have heard rumors and attempted to recruit them to our cause. I recall no such adventurers, and I would not soon forget their like. Nor would any of us, I think. One of our primary duties was to scour the city-states for promising candidates, which is how I found Sifilin. Ah, the memories. It was like only yesterday that you slew your first primal. Speaking of which, I had the distinct impression that it was not the first time that band of merry men and women had killed a god. I labor to believe that a band of uh preternaturally what? I can't read that, man. God damn it. Google, let's go. Oh.
Preternatural.
Okay, it was. So, so I labor to believe that a band of preternaturally gifted adventurers has been traveling the land slaying primals without our knowledge. It would imply gross negligence on our part. Speculation will avail us not. There is far too much we do not know. For the present, we must needs concentrate on what we do know, namely the Lord Ravana is no more. Vidofnir must be informed. The news may render her more receptive to Sir Emmerich's invitation. Since you seem to have affairs here well in hand, I shall take my leave. Simply being in the vicinity of this colony has given me a stinking headache. If you have need of me, I shall be with Master Matoya. I would beg her assistance with the search for Minfilia. Wait, Minfilia is missing? I thought she escaped with Sifwin. I shall explain on the road. Much has happened in your absence. Yeah, about that. I thought at least one of you two might have seen her, because she kind of ran back into the cave for some reason. Had not thought to see thee again so soon, mortal. If thou seekest the night, now know that she hath long since departed for Ishgard. My thanks, Vidofnir, but it was not for her that we came. We bring good tidings for you and yours. Lord Ravana, who had been summoned by the Nath, has again been laid low. Truly, once more you mortals have succeeded where mine own kind did fail. You have my deepest thanks. Would that we could take credit, the god fell by another's hand. Another? Revelation upon revelation. Regardless, it is cause for celebration. The Nath will have no choice but to withdraw. But to another matter. I have tidings for thee as well. Regarding the Ishgardian's invitation. As promised, I brought the matter to my sire. Hearken to his answer now. For 1,000 years have I mourned my beloved, who gave her life to forge a peace thy king betrayed. Such was my lot until a child of Ishgard came unto me. For want of warmth, she wrapped herself in a dream. Yet the world will remember her deeds. For truth she fought, for justice she sinned, for redemption she sacrificed and became as light. To follow one's heart, to have faith in one's convictions, be it for weal or be it for woe, she is the folly in the glory of man and of dragon. He hath entrusted the choice to us, and we have made it. We will keep faith with you who walk in the light. Did you accept Sir Emmerich's invitation? Let it be known that I, Vidofnir, shall journey unto Ishgard on behalf of my people. We are honored to receive your answer and will convey your words to our allies without delay. It is happening, Ysael. Would that you were here to see it.
Even as the Scions celebrated the return of a long-lost friend, honorable men plotted to deprive them of another. Honorable men, to whom Sir Emmerich was no hero, but a scheming patricide. Honorable men who would fain wash the paving stones of foundation with the tyrant's blood. Honorable men whose knife in the dark was the spark which set the city aflame, and who sang as it burned.
Of course everything's not going to go according to plan. Especially when things have apparently been like this for, what, has it been like hundreds, thousands of years? Something like that. Right, let us not keep Sir Emmerich waiting. Are you quite well, Thancred? Yes, quite well. Forgive me, you have given me rather a lot to digest. This whole affair with the Ishgardians and Juvanians. Our friends nowhere to be found. It would seem there is no end to our troubles. We can but face them head on, one at a time. For now, we must apply ourselves to our allotted tasks and leave the others to theirs. Remember, Thancred, we found you as they found me. In time, we will find Ida and Poppy Limo, and Minfilia as well. These troubles will soon be but a memory, one which we will look back on together. Pray, do not misunderstand. I did not mean to imply that it would be otherwise. I merely wish that I had rejoined our grand adventure at one of its most triumphal moments. Despite your recent accomplishments, the mood here is less than celebratory. I have no doubt that we will enjoy many more glorious victories soon enough. You may rest assured, that I will play my part in them to the very hilt. I know you will. So then, to the congregation. Fog? No, it's clouds. Okay. I don't know how that's... Does this just mean cloudy in the sky, I guess? Maybe. You have returned. In this at least, the fates are kind. Greetings, First Commander. It pleases me to inform you that Vidofnir has accepted Sir Emmerich's invitation. She has? These are glad tidings indeed. Would that the Lord Commander were here to hear them. Oh, is he otherwise engaged? Aye, sleeping off a knife to the gut. What? What happened? Will he live? The chirurgeons tell me he will make a full recovery. But had Lord Edmont and Lord Artoriel not been on hand when the assassin struck, he would not have been so fortunate. For a mercy, they subdued the fiend before he could land the telling blow. The attack was just the beginning, though. Not long after, buildings all around the city, including several of ours, burst into flame. Bastards caught us completely by surprise. We've been dousing the fires, but for every one we put out, it seems like two more start up. Casualties are mounting, especially in the Broom. Just plain these fires were started by the assassin's conspirators. Until they have been rounded up, there'll be no end to this. Will you help us find them? Then let us be about it. The flames are spreading. We must needs begin our investigation immediately. Witnesses must be found. Suspects must be identified. Have you been able to determine the precise locations where the fires were set? Mayhap there is a pattern. If there is, we have yet to discern it. Fires have been reported throughout the city, in both the pillars and foundation. Indeed, given the size of the area affected, I think it best to divide our forces. Master Alphino and Mistress Yshtola, would have you take charge of the investigation in the Foundation. As you wish. Mayhap Tataru can be of assistance as well. We need Sifwin and me get the pillars. Well, they'll like me up there. Only question is, will the grizzled old rogue striking a pose over there be joining us? Thancred of the Signs of the Seventh Dawn. May I say what a pleasure it is to meet you too, my lady. Oh, Bets, the name's Hilda, a scion, eh? There, I was thinking I'd found a fellow ruffian amongst all these illustrious personages. I'll remain here to coordinate the fire-quenching effort. If you learn aught of value, pray inform me immediately. That is all. Or we could begin by sifting through charred rubble and questioning random passerby. In my experience, every town has at least one individual who can be counted on to know things he or she should not. Oh, aye, the infamous Lord Emmanuelaine de Fortin, lover of women and wine. They'll neither care for him that much. They say he could gossip for Ishgard. What? Just the sort of fellow I had in mind. Capital suggestion, Sifwin. He'll be in Crozier, most like making an effort to be seen. So let's go and see him. Grizzle I will accept, but old? Oh, jeez. You're doing that trope, are we? Oh, well, if it isn't Sifwin, my dearest of all my friends. You're looking rather glum. Something the matter, old girl? Ah, yes, the arsons. Dreadful business, that. Awfully curious, wouldn't you say? There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it at all. Naturally, we've doubled the guard outside the manor, along with most of the other houses. Can't have the old pile going up in flames, after all. Though, in case you were wondering why the Hoplin is awash with refugees, the lower levels of the vault have been open to those fortunate souls who have lost their homes. Sir Emmerich's orders, from what I hear. Remarkable man. Not even knife in the ribs can keep him from his duties. Actually, old girl, if you were thinking of questioning the refugees, I should be more than happy to accompany you to Hoplin. While you conduct your inquiries, I could offer words of comfort to the distressed and despondent young maidens? What? Did I... What? Why did I have a question mark? Wait a moment. I know what that is. You're giving me one of your looks, aren't you? You do me an injustice, old girl. Oh, have you know, my heart yearns for but one rose, prickly though she may be. I sense you remain unconvinced. Very well, if it'll help to prove the purity of my intentions, I shall gracefully rescind my offer. Now, run along and catch those arsonists. That was not entirely what I had hoped for. Whose ideas was it to come here again? Never mind. For our next stop, I suggest we divide our efforts while you question the refugees in Hoplin City. I shall investigate the locations where the fires were set. Would you be so good as to join me, Hilda? You know what? I reckon I would. Can't have you roaming about in an unfamiliar city by your lonesome, can we? You'd only get robbed blind and left shivering in your small clothes. I don't know, it's just kind of funny. Kind of find it funny because Thancred's trying to be flirty and it's not working. Come, my brothers and sisters, there is food and shelter enough for all in the basilica. Helene's blessings be upon you, Father. I confess, we were not sure if we should come. There are so many unbelievable tales these days about the Archbishop and Sir Emmerich and the Javanians. Trust in your heart, brother, and pay no heed to the lies of lesser men. They seek only to lead you astray. Do you require succor as well, miss? So the Temple Knights have begun their investigation at last. Good. This madness has gone on far too long. Would that I could do something to aid you in your search, but I have a duty to these poor souls. Farewell, and may the Fury guide your steps. There's a man with a satchel. I saw him kneeling outside the window, and then there was smoke everywhere. It was so hot, I couldn't breathe. I don't remember how I made it out. I suppose I must have climbed. Maybe my arm is getting better after all. Ours was one of the first homes to be claimed, but I didn't see how the fire began. It was only when I heard our neighbors shouting that I looked outside and saw the flames. We barely escaped with the clothes on our backs. Were it not for the church's generosity, I don't know what we'd do. Guess I could have used the teleporter up there, but I always forget about that. Oh, there you are. Anything to share? We will require more than the muddled testimonies of a traumatized girl if we are to identify the culprits. While you were questioning the refugees, we inspected the scenes of several of the fires, including one near St. Raymonald's Cathedral and another near the Tribunal. For mercy, neither structure suffered significant damage. Some might say they were spared by the grace of the Fury. Others might question how such ruthlessness, efficient arsonists contrived to fail so miserably on the two occasions when their target was a bastion of Ishgardian orthodoxy. Nothing conclusive, of course, but it does give one cause to wonder. Afno will doubtless have an opinion. Guess we're going back to the Foundation. Is it all the way down? Yep, it's all the way over here. Silence will avail you not, sir. Ah, Sifun, I was just about to summon you. As you can see, we have detained a suspect. We found this man loitering near the remains of one of the stricken buildings. According to witnesses, he was also present before the fires broke out. We wished to have words. He did not, so we insisted. Let me go, damn it! You've got the wrong man! But you reek of oil, and are those burns on your hands? An exceptional hazard, I suppose. But tell me, does arson pay well? I'm a victim, you imbecile! Look at me! Aye, that you are. After a fashion. You should know that your pious patron has already spun us a delightful yarn about how his pet mongrel slipped the leash and set about burning half the city to the ground. Not very noble of him, I grant you. But then, these highborn types rarely do show loyalty to their pets. In fact, he called you rabid and begged us to put you down. That's bollocks! He's the one who told me to keep going. Even a sinner such as me could find salvation in the Fury's work, he said. I'd left it behind. Tried to with all my heart. Said my prayers every day like a good man. But he came to me. He came to me. Oh, he came to me. There you have it. Hilda, would you be so kind to escort our friend here to the congregation? Aye, so long as you don't mind he's limping when he gets there. That was incredible, Thancred. But how did you know he would confess? Well, I have seen his like before. A troubled soul manipulated by men of power and wielded as a weapon. Cannot be certain, of course, but given the stakes, I thought it worth the risk. And if our captive had called your bluff, thus we entertain the hypotheticals. The world is as it is vexing enough. Thank you, Thancred. Whether by luck or judgment, we've at last confirmed that these arsons were orchestrated by a persons of influence. That's a sentence. I think it best that we now return to the congregation and discuss best how to proceed. Okay, there's an Aetherite shard here that I can use. On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, I thank you all. The man you apprehended is being interrogated as we speak, though he fell silent upon realizing that we had not turned his master. He will soon tell us what he knows one way or another. Pardon the intrusion first, Commander. Ah, Lord Otorio. Are you come to see your father? He is attending Sir Emmerich in his chambers at present. I am. He bid me bring this salve. Then do not let me detain you. And thank you for your kindness, my lord. In times of trouble, every man must do his part. Would that I could do more. My Lord Otoriel did not seem to be in the best of spirits. This little wonder, Master Alphonel. His father is widely slandered, and his half-brother not yet cold in the grave. I was gonna say, it's like Harshafont didn't die that long ago, dude.
I do not mean to diminish our accomplishments, but until we identify the ones who ordered the fires set, our work is far from finished.
Between the various conservative and religious factions in Ishgard, I dare say there's no shortage of parties who would like to see the status quo preserved. Do any likely suspects spring to mind?
Far too many to count.
Lord Commander, your wounds.
Are healing well. Thank you. Time is of the essence. Lest we forget, these men would sooner put their own city to the torch than see it change. When our enemies learn that we have apprehended their arsonist, there is no telling how they will react.
Lord Commander, an armed mob has seized control of the vault.
And now we know. Tell us what happened, sir. Spare no detail.
We were directing refugees into the Basilica, as you ordered, when all of a sudden, men brandishing weapons were all around us. It happened so fast, my lord. We had no time to respond. They've taken the refugees hostage and barricaded themselves inside the vault.
And they sent you to deliver their demands.
They, the true brothers of the faith, demand that a conclave to select the next archbishop be held forthwith. Furthermore, they declare that you, Lord Commander, are guilty of patricide and high treason, and that you must surrender yourself at once to receive of the Fury's judgment.
Ridiculous! I mean, do they honestly think that executing Sir Emmerich would change anything? That the truth will somehow die with him?
These fundamentalists rage against the passing of the old ways, unable to accept there can be no going back.
Given the fanciful nature of their demands, a peaceful resolution does not seem likely. If the hostages are to be rescued, it will be by force, I fear.
Agreed. Lucia, take a contingent of knights and establish a perimeter outside the entrance.
At once, Lord Commander.
Hilda, I need your people out in force throughout the Broom. When word spreads of the situation, the friends and family of the hostages may try to take matters into their own hands. I will not give these militants more targets. I shall lead the assault on the vault. Master Alphino, can I count on the support of the Scions?
Of course.
We are in your debt.
I shall join you as well, Lord Commander.
Your assistance is most welcome, Lord Atwarel. To arms then, friends. Time is against us.
I don't know, it's just that subtle thing of, oh, it's not very subtle, but where Emmerich looks at, God, I can't remember his name. I'm so terrible with names, man. The Count Fortom, I guess I could say. Then, yeah, just waits for him to agree and stuff. It's just, oh man. It looks like it's time to go back to the vaults. Except, I think it's an instance this time. Listen well. We will enter the basilica silently via this gate. According to our latest reports, there are at least 6 hostages being held within. The number and readiness of the true brothers of faith are unknown. I am told that one claimed to have served under Thordan the Seventh. This is the 7th. Might the same be true of the rest? Given the swiftness with which they seize control of the vault, I think it highly likely, yes. Which means that they may well possess the knowledge required to turn the building's defenses against us. Be that as it may, we have no choice but to press on. Lord Otoria, you are a brave man and true. None would dare question your honor if you chose not to risk your life in this endeavor. Are you certain you wish to join us? I am no stranger to the battlefield, Sir Emmerich. My arm will not falter. My shield will not break. Alune as my witness. We will bring these fanatics to justice. Well said, my lord. Friends, follow me. Assume our presence yet goes unnoticed. Come. We must secure the entrance. So when the hostages takes precedence over all else, mind your attacks and subdue the enemy quickly. You must hurry. The others were taken elsewhere by Sir what the hell is that name? Sir Simeonard? Simeonard? Okay. Secure the hostage, Sifwin. Leave the others to us.
Down with you!
Okay. Took the others somewhere. It all happened so quickly. There they are. Let none escape. This way, Swiftwind. To the choir? Sir Simeonard, lay down your arms and release the hostages, and you will be shown mercy. I give you my word. Ha! The word of a heretic and kinslayer. I would sooner trust a dragon. Trust a dragon. Activate the knights. We shall show the hostages the same mercy he showed the Archbishop. And like you, Sir Emmerich, I'm a man of honor. By my hand, you shall receive of the Fury's judgment. So it is to be a trial, then, Lord Artoriel. Sifwin, leave us and save the hostages. I will deal with Sir Simeonard. Simon... Must be others nearby, but where? Over here? Oh, provoke doesn't even work. Damn. I see no others nearby. Come, Sifwin. Sir, needs our needs our help. Oh, up here? Wait, what? Did I just go backwards? I think I did. Cool. I went the wrong way.
This knight does not yield!
Alright, so provoke does work. Cool. So I can grab aggro with provoke. Ugh, can't talk for some reason.
Where is he? Where is he? Come no closer! You have nowhere to run. Release the girl and surrender.
Surrender to whom? The blasphemer who throws wide the gates to our enemy? Who breaks bread with him and calls him brother? Ungodly swine! I would sooner die than surrender to you.
Is it godly to spill the blood of an innocent child? To burn the homes of your brothers? Tell me, priest, is that godly?
Do not speak to me of godliness, heathen! Your father's blood is on your hands, as is hers!
What? But
Fafnir!
Well met, knight. Mayhap I chose an inopportune moment?
Not at all. Pray forgive us this most unworthy reception. We are honored to have you with us, and right glad of your aid.
Fortune delivered the child unto me. I had but to receive her.
Thank you for saving me.
Thou art welcome, child.
Never did I think to be indebted to so unexpected a savior. But full glad am I to be so.
Friend of Izel, warrior of warriors, I had hoped to meet with thee. I bear a message from my sire.
From Freysfelder?
Upon returning to our lands, Nidhogg's shade did sing unto his brood, and they for skies unknown did then take wing. This thou must know, for your fates are inextricably bound.
What of Estinian? Is he truly lost to us?
Such matters are beyond my ken. I but bear my father's words. Take from them what thou wilt. Fare you well, mortals.
So it is as they say then. A great white dragon swooped down from the heavens to rescue an innocent child.
A most unexpected turn of events, but not an unwelcome one. The people will not soon forget this day.
Yet how will they choose to remember it, Sir Emmerich? And will these events serve to bring man and dragon closer together, or drive a deeper wedge between brothers? After 1,000 years, the world these men once knew is changing, and with ungentle swiftness to boot. Though their actions are misguided, their sentiments are only to be expected. You may be sure that others will rally to their cause. I share your desire for a lasting peace with the Dravanians, I do. But I would not see it built on the bones of our countrymen, nor on our own. I see much of Horsefar in you, and I could not bear to mourn the passing of another son.
Lord Edmund.
Oh, shit. That brings back emotions. It's been a day of surprises, has it not? 'Tis but a pity Vidofnir could not stay longer. Yes, I think it's fair to say that she timed her departure rather less well than her arrival. Old time scarcely does it justice. But 1 moment later would have been a moment too late. Let us pray that the Ishgardians who yet harbor doubts will take these events to heart and accept the truth of Sir Emmeric's words. Well, 'tis only meet that I inform Tataru of what has occurred here. If you have need of me, I shall be at Fort Homp's Manor. Allow me to accompany you. Tataru would never forgive me if I left for the Rising Stones without saying goodbye. A moment, Sifwin. I wish a word. Tell me, does Tancred seem quite well to you? You're not so well enough with Hilda. He had his own in the vault. That he did, which is especially remarkable given the injury to his eye. I can only assume that his time in the wilderness afforded him ample opportunity to compensate for his impairment. However, I speak not of his physical state, but rather his etheric flow, which I fear has been irreputably disrupted. As a result, I strongly suspect that his ability to manipulate Aether has been compromised. Simply put, Thancred can no longer be able to wield magics. It would do much to explain why he chose to remain within the wilderness instead of seeking us out. He would have been compelled to rely solely on traditional methods of travel, significantly prolonging his journey. When he learned that a nearby beach tribe was making preparations to summon a primal, it may well have seemed more sensible to wait. But this is still little more than speculation. Till I have proof, pray speak no word of it. Right then, I shall be on my way. How may have charmed Master Matoya for now, but who can say how long it will last? Huh. That came out of nowhere, but if anybody would be able to see Aether, I guess it would be you. Or Aether, sorry, not Ether, Aether. God, it sounds too similar to each other.
That Vidofnir should chance to arrive even as the girl fell. Truly, I could not have planned it better myself.
Ah, good. We were afraid you might have left.
A shield, my lord?
Fit for a true knight. An expression of our gratitude to you and yours. Long overdue. But there is something else I would discuss ere you part. Something which cannot leave this room. My father will soon step down as head of our house. Sir Emeric was not the only one to fall under suspicion following the death of the Archbishop. There are some who believe my father complicit in a coup d'etat. Thus he intends to renounce his title to absolve our house of suspicion and secure the support of our peers.
Surely there must be another way to convince houses Durandare and Zamail.
So I said to him. Alas, he will not budge. Ever since I was a child, I knew that I would one day succeed my father. The thought of it filled me with pride. Yet once I learned the day was at hand, my heart was filled with naught but dread. Our legacy is built upon the lies of our forefathers. In accepting this title, am I not perpetuating this injustice? Why should I become the next count? You sound just like him. Aye, I suspect that is what Horschiffon would have said. To aid those in need. When you look on that shield, I trust you will remember his words. And should I once more find my resolve wavering, I ask that you show me the way. You are a sister to Horschiffon. Will you be a sister to me as well? Come, Manelaine. There's much to be done. For Father, and for Sir Emmerich, and for Ishgard. To think we share the same blood. Pray excuse us.
Those were the days of promises and vows, of tentative first steps into an uncertain future. A future shaped by the choices we made, in ways we could never have foreseen. Born of good and evil, of light and darkness, and shepherded by our hand. Be it for weal, or be it for woe.
And we get the wind-up harsh font. And we get a paladin glam, which I cannot use. This is thy proof? The German oracles? Apocrypha? Apocrypha. It is a truth long forgotten, a tale of the beginning, and of the path we have been set upon. Our fates were ordained long ago, Archon. The Guardians are no exception, nor the Triad. You know what must be done. Well, everyone has their orders. The Mass will attack as soon as all units are in position. The Imperials won't know what hit them. I fear it will be bloody. Big Frogger, it had better be. We cannot stay here forever, Ida. We have other responsibilities. I know full well what my responsibilities are. I need to fulfill them. Every one. Alphino, Sifwin, I've been looking all over for you. We've received news regarding Philemon. Flamin. Philemon? What the fuck? Am I thinking Persona 1 or something? Flamin. A hoary boulder in Coltonet. Really? Has something happened? No, it's nothing bad. Quite the opposite, in fact. It seems that once they learned the Scion's good name had been restored, they boarded the next ship bound for Limsa Laminza. Should be arriving any moment now. It's easy to forget how useful link pearls are, isn't it? When they work, I mean. You don't, and you don't mind being spied on. Quite. But what wonderful news! To think that our reunion is close at hand. Pleasure to see you too, Alphino. Ah, Thancred and Kryle. What brings the two of you here? Kryle and I have been looking into how we might track down Nymphilia. We may just have found the answer. Sifwin, when you were fleeing Ul'dah with Nymphilia, you said that Hydaelyn spoke toward shortly before you parted ways, yes? Well, assuming that it's true, I see no reason to suspect that it is not. What? Well, assuming that it's true, no reason to suspect that it is not. Oh, I get what you're talking about. It seems reasonable to conclude that Hydaelyn commanded her to remain behind. That is to say, the Mother Crystal directly interceded to guide Nymphilia. Admittedly, this is all still quite hypothetical, but I propose that such intervention, however subtle, must surely leave some residual trace, a lingering disturbance in the aether, or ripple, if you will, in order to establish the existence of such ripples, of course. We will require suitable data. Fortunately, I know where such data can be found. Battleground, where Sifwin felled the Ultima weapon, and the site of my personal ignominy. Okay. Don't know what that word means, but whatever. It was there that Hydaelyn intervened to shield her from the magic I invoked. Kryle and I will infiltrate the castrum and analyze the aether therein. The two of you, alone? I have a proven knack for subterfuge, and I am confident that there will be sufficient nooks and crannies in which to hide Kryle while the patrols pass. Besides, if you and Sifwin come along, we will see to Flamin's grand homecoming. When you put it like that, very well, I trust in your plan. I know not whether this data will yield a means to find Nymphilia, but it will at the very least, eliminate another avenue of inquiry. Tataru and I will return to the Rising Stones and make preparations for our comrade's return. But I impose upon you to meet them at the Lominsan docks. And I shall see the four of you at the Rising Stones. Safe travels. Oh wait, it's... I can just use, return... Alright. Oh yeah, there is a Christmas event going on right now. Of course, anybody watching the VOD that, severely dates this. I think the rewards that are worth it is like a mount or something, but I'll get it whenever. The event's gonna last till the end of this month, so I'm not gunning for it immediately. Oh, Sifwin! How have you been? Come here, let me have a good look at you. Like the 12, one hears the strangest tales in foreign lands. I'm worried about you all every day. Would have sent word sooner, but the Braves afforded us no opportunity. When they fell upon us in the market, it was all we could do to escape. Tataru found her way to you, of course, but we were forced to seek shelter aboard a Hanish vessel. Pained us not being there when you needed us most. We made the most of it, didn't we, Colton it? Studied and trained from dusk till dawn, we did. Would have sent word sooner, but we knew not whom to trust, and with the vast distance. Those dark days are behind us at last. Shall be glad indeed to return home and speak with my daughter. What? What do you mean she's missing? How did you let this happen? Forgive me, I am sure you are doing everything in your power to find her. As Thancred must be. You watched over her from the first, long before me. You will watch over her to the last. I shall pray for her safe return, and busy myself in the meantime. For a certainty, there is much and more to be done. The Braves may have bloodied us, but the path remains, and we shall not be swayed from it. Aye, that's the spirit. To the signs and a long overdue reunion. Huzzah! Well, there you have it. To the Rising Stones.
Well done, sir. And with that, I believe we are ready to proceed.
Let us be about our business then. The next patrol may not be so credulous.
Why must you be so disappointingly brusque? You're not at all as Minfilia described, you know. I don't think you favored me with so much as a single compliment since we set out. Tell me, did your time in the wilderness sap you of all your charm? Or are you holding it in reserve for your beloved?
This is neither the time nor the place.
Well, call me old-fashioned, but when I'm risking life and limb infiltrating an Imperial castrum, I like to be sure of my comrades' motivations.
I see now where Alphino gets it from. Minfilia is dear to me. It is true. But not in the way you think. 15 years passed, when she was still but a child. There was an incident at a parade. A Gubu broke free of its fetters and ran amok through the streets of Ul'dah. Had I been more attentive, I could have prevented it. but I was distracted and her father was killed. I feared she would never recover, but in the years that followed, she showed herself to be more resilient than I had ever imagined. And when she learned of her gift, she did not flinch from the responsibility, but sought to guide others on the path. She touched the hearts of all around her. Mine, Louisoire, every science. In those dark days following the calamity, she was our guiding light, our hope for a brighter future. She had so many dreams, and I would give anything to make them come true.
My apologies. I can see she means the world to you. I did not mean to pick at old scars.
No harm done, I assure you. But fair is fair, my lady. What is Minfilia to you?
You mean you don't know? Only my dearest friend. When I finally emerged from my torpor, I learned that nary a day had passed without her asking after me. She never gave up hope. And neither will I.
Then for Minfilia's sake, let us pray that these vestiges of Hydaelyn's intervention will lead us to her.
This is a detail I actually never noticed before. Is that one of Thancred's eyes is actually mismatched because they mentioned that he injured his eye. Or that his eye was injured. I'm going to assume that it was injured via the etheric sea or something when he went through it when Y'shtola did that spell. But I'm going to assume it has something to do with that. Thing is, I actually can't remember if it stays that color. I can't remember if it stays that color. Oh wait, we're supposed to... It's right here. Feels good to be home again. To think that everyone is waiting for us just beyond those doors. Friends and family with whom we have shared so much. God help me, but the older I get, the more sentimental I become. Come, let us not keep them waiting. Oh god, these names. Alian Efemi! It fills my heart with joy to see you both hale and healthy. What of Higiri? She is well, though abroad on a mission at present. It just wasn't the same without you. Welcome back, my lady. We could do more with... we could do with more of that around here. Heartfelt reunions with stalwart companions brings a belch? What? Belch? What? Oh, he's drinking. Okay. Brings a bloody tear to the eye. I wasn't paying attention to his animation. I was looking at the dialogue. I'm like, belch? What? To secret oneself in a ship's hold to secure safe passage to a faraway land. This is a tale we know all too well. When they are well rested, I should like to seek a formal introduction. Why wait, my friend? Come, there is no need to be shy. Pray grant me a moment longer at least, though I am happy to oblige you. My legs are rather less accommodating. Glad though I am to be home, I cannot but think of those who have yet to return. Once we have settled in, I would join the search. Ucker, when the seven hells drove my little brother to come to Mordona? Why, you, brother! You in the science, of course! For 1,000 days I trained that I might grow as strong as you, that I might fight alongside you. But now that you are here, I sense that you have surpassed me once more. No, do not tell me. You trained with the Hanish, did you not? Your eyes do not deceive, brother. I have studied the trials of the braves, and drunk deep of the souls of mine enemies. You say Hanish, but I don't remember what, like... What? Hanish? Doesn't ring a bell. It's been so long since I've seen them all like this. Too long. It was the chaos born of my foolish ambition which forced them to flee. When they are returned, there are others yet missing. Others whom we cannot forsake. We'll find them, Afano. I know we will. Minfilia, Hida, Papalimo, every last one. And when they walk through those doors, we'll be here to welcome them home. With me at the head of the queue, of course. Spell speed. What do I need spell speed for? I don't need no dang spell speed. Alright. Thancred and Crow contacted us a short while ago. It would seem that their foray into Castrum Meridianum bore fruit. They asked that we rendezvous with them in Ishola and Idleshire, where they will share their findings. Rude though it is to depart without speaking to the guest of honor, I expect she will forgive me if I return with her daughter. Yep. Apologies. I see I'm the last to arrive, so what news have you for us? As we postulated, there were indeed what appears to be the remnants of an unexplained disturbance in the ether that has seen the ultimate weapon's destruction, a ripple at odds with the presiding pattern. Though faint, waveform bore a strong resemblance to those observed following the destruction of the Isle of Val, when I believe Heidelin shielded me with the blessing of light. To confirm our findings, we paid a visit to the Silde aqueducts. There we detected the same waveform, but orders of magnitude larger, as one would expect of a more recent disturbance. Heidelin, there is no other explanation. There is more. When I studied the site where Yashola used flow, it appeared that not 2 but 3 beings had been affected. Yet unlike Yashola and Thancred, there was no trail to follow. Our unknown third party was simply there, and then not there. Now recall your vision A vast crystal floating in a sea of aether. Though this too is but a theory, studies of gifted subjects suggest that when communing with Kaidon, we briefly leave our bodies behind. So let us consider the facts. 1. Heidelin interceded. 2. A third being was caught in Ishola's flow and vanished without a trace. And 3. Heidelin may have the capacity to summon in consciousness of gifted individuals to her side. You're implying, I take it, that Heidelin guided Minfila and the compass of my magic, that she might summon her body and soul unto the ethereal sea? In which case, you must needs continue our search there. For a blessing, the means to do so already exists. I speak of the Anti-Tower, a Charlian construction conceived to provide scholars a vantage point over the ethereal sea. Though I know not where its entrance lies, we need only ask its last custodian, a contrary old crone who was, for another blessing, refused to join the Exodus. Master Matora was the keeper of the Anti-Tower? I had no idea. The course is clear. We must petition her aid once again. Okay, and with that, I think I'm done for the night. I don't want to go too overboard with it. Like I said, I think I'm going to do, like, short 2 hours, close to 2 hour streams, but this is a good stopping point because if I keep continuing, I'm going to end up hitting a dungeon that I'm not gonna end up doing, and more cutscenes, which I don't want to sit through right now. Anyways, you guys have a nice manga reading, anime watching, game playing rest of your night. See you guys. Until then.